Parish President remarks and report. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Go ahead and get started with a number of things happening right now in the parish. My administration and the team, along with the council, have been hard at work on several different projects. First, we had the AMA pump station ribbon cutting a few weeks ago. That is a project that's designed to add some redundancy and double the capacity of the pumping station. And we have some other projects in AMA that are going to support feeding that station as much water as possible. We have the Barber Road groundbreaking, which is a project to stabilize Barber Road, as well as in addition to giving Barber Road some much needed shoulder space. And I know that is a priority for Councilman Dufresne. Additionally, we'll be making a drainage improvement there by getting kind of the maximum width out of the canals we can. We had the Paul Mallard revitalization groundbreaking just this last week. That is a project that's going to add sidewalks to both sides of the street, as well as redoing the road. They will have to move utilities out of the way, so one of the benefits will be new utility lines on the Paul Mallard corridor, additionally covered ditches and surface drainage to really not only freshen the curb appeal on that section, which is going to be Blueberry Hill over to Angus, but really to make some actual safety improvements. If you drive down Paul Mallard, you know that there's a lot of spots with no shoulder, and that leads to people riding on the edge of the road or walking on the edge of the road on a busy roadway. Additionally, I think we have the Destrehan 2 groundbreaking. This is coming up on August 3rd, this Thursday, and that is going to widen the sump at the Destrehan pump station, as well as add more inlet for the water to get in, which will allow the 270 pumps that we have there to operate. Also, we'll be upgrading all of the bar screen cleaners to a much beefier, robust system because we do get a lot of grass and debris at that station. The project that is currently underway right now, which is the Dunleith Bottleneck project, will also complement this project as well. Then we'll go over, we have the West Bank Bridge Park revitalization groundbreaking. Hopefully the council will approve that ordinance here tonight to make much needed improvements to the West Bank Bridge Park, which include turf fields, new fencing, new perimeter fencing, LED lighting, as well as new scoreboards, new dugouts, and new grass in the outfield. That is going to be the largest investment in the West Bank Bridge Park pretty much to date, other than when it was actually built. And this is an area where we do 80% of all of our recreational activities. Additionally, we'll have the Splash Park groundbreaking on that same day when we do that groundbreaking next week. This is over like about a $2.2 million improvement at the Edward A. Dufresne Community Center, and will give us a splash park on the West Bank of St. Charles Parish. Very excited to say that we were able to secure multiple funding sources through the 29th Judicial District, as well as through the state, and our portion of that $2.2 million project is going to be about $500,000. So we're glad we were, and that honestly, that's going to allow us to do more at West Bank Bridge Park, which is a good thing. We have the DeSalmans Park improvements. The 23 acres of green space is one of our largest parks in the parish. We've upgraded it and cleaned it up from Hurricane Ida, resurfacing and added basketball courts, a full basketball court, additional parking spaces, as well as a canopy there for residents to sit under. Ashton Soccer Field irrigation project, that is ongoing currently. The St. Charles Parish Soccer Club has worked closely with us. They put up $20,000 to help make that project a reality. Then going over to Turf Tank, over the weekend over the last week we showed off that field lining robot that we have. You can see here that, we ordered that robot last year. It's been hard at work through baseball. Now we're seeing what it can do on football fields. And this is kind of a level of detail that we were never able to reach with just our manual sprayers. So not only do you have, your 5-yard marks, you also have your hash marks and your numbered yard lines. So again, that's something that we haven't been able to do. And if we would have been able to do it, it would have taken us an extremely long amount of time to do it, but this robot can work while one person is cleaning up and doing things. And this is Hurst Field, by the way. So while one person's cleaning up, doing things around Hurst Field, this robot is doing its thing. We also have the ability to put logos on the field. I think we'll test that out when we get there. I don't know if we've tested that one yet. Additionally, we have the following projects that'll be going out to bid or are currently out to bid during the month of August. The DeZalmans bulkhead, located along Bayou DeZalmans. Primrose sheet pile, located in Primrose. I know that was a priority of Councilwoman Fisher-Cormier. And then the Engineers Canal bank stabilization, which has been a priority in Norco and a priority of Councilman Fisher, as well as our previous councilwoman from Norco as well. All right, I will go over to our millage ordinance. I know we'll be taking this up tonight, so I just want to share some comments that I have, and take a moment to make sure that everybody here in the audience, the council, and people at home are watching are clear on what this proposal is. I've seen a lot of posts, I've heard comments on social media that have been either misleading or completely false regarding the proposed millage ordinance. What's being proposed for a vote here tonight is an increase in revenues for all millage recipients under the parish umbrella. In other words, everyone will get more this year than they did last year. What is also being proposed here tonight is a tax cut for all of the taxpayers of St. Charles Parish. Through tireless work by the St. Charles Parish Assessor, along with the Economic Development Office, the parish is experiencing an exceptional economic situation and future growth. The overall assessed value of the parish is increasing by about 20%, and thus a corresponding 20% increase in revenues to follow. This notable growth is primarily driven by new industrial properties that were previously exempted, along with properties that are now on the rolls under the new 80-20 ITEP rule. To illustrate the impact of this increase, consider that previously one mill generated about $1.8 million. That mill now will generate $2.2 million. So in response to this positive economic outlook, we have proposed a modest rollback in millage rates under the parish's umbrella. The primary objective being to give much needed relief to the taxpayers while simultaneously ensuring an increase in budget allocations for all recipients of millage funds. Our proposed reduction amounts to proposes to 1.5 mills. And although this might seem relatively minor, when you combine it with similar reductions by other taxing bodies, that becomes a significant reduction for the taxpayer, a meaningful reduction. For example, last week the school system reduced its millage rate by 2.5 mills, and I know others are looking to follow suit. It is crucial to emphasize that the proposed millage reduction rate does not correlate to a reduction in overall revenues. In fact, with the proposed reduction, the parish will receive an increase of $6.7 million under its umbrella. Our careful and pragmatic approach to developing the proposed ordinance involved collaboration with the Assessor's Office and the Finance Department, and we meticulously reviewed historical revenues and considered various factors, including inflation, when making those decisions. Notably, millage revenues have consistently outpaced both annual and cumulative inflation rates, providing the necessary funding for continued growth and buying power for all agencies involved. Additionally, I spoke with all respective department heads, outside executive directors, and gave personalized presentations to their respective boards when asked to do so. In closing, with additional properties like Valero being added to the rolls next year and new investments in St. Charles Parish, such as St. Charles Parish Clean Fuels, which we talked about earlier this evening, we anticipate this positive trend to continue, and these investments are expected to further strengthen the economic outlook and pave the way for sustained progress in the parish. And really quickly, I just have a chart here. So as you can see, this breaks down each individual account under the parish's umbrella, so I'll go through them. The general fund, under the proposed ordinance with the decrease, will receive an additional $1 million. Levies will receive $922,000 and change. Road lighting, an additional $12,000. Library will receive an extra $524,000. Road maintenance will receive an extra $1.3 million. Recreation will receive an extra $942,000. Mosquito control will receive an extra $17,950. Council on Aging will receive an extra $207,462. The Council on Aging's second millage will also receive an additional $172,155. Fire protection will receive an additional $348,714. Emergency 911 system will receive an extra $220,000. Healthcare, which is our community health unit, will receive an extra $134,632. The Arc of St. Charles will receive an extra $145,666. And lastly, wastewater will receive an additional $714,320, adding a total of $6,699,467 of added revenue with the proposed tax decrease. Next, I'll go on to Waterworks. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the concerns that have arisen within the community regarding water bills. I know that many have reached out to our council members with concerns about spikes in water consumption, and I appreciate you working with us to get them connected to the employees of the billing office so that they could be helped. Additionally, I want to thank all of our employees in Waterworks who have been diligently taking calls, responding to emails from residents. As you know, it takes a coordinated effort of employees from production to distribution to billing to provide 22,000 residential, commercial, and industrial customers with water 24/7, 365. First, allow me to shed light on a couple of factors that may have contributed to the increase. The June billing cycle was longer. It was a longer billing period, spanning 35 days instead of the previous 2 months, which were both 28-day billing periods. That 35-day billing period is a 25% longer billing period than normal. And furthermore, June was one of our hottest, driest months in recent memories, which naturally led to increased water usage. I myself also experienced high usage during the last billing period, and I have a manual meter, not a new meter. Through working with Waterworks, many customers did identify leaks. I was working out of the Waterworks Department there, and we did have several customers as we looked into those smart meters and looked at their hour-by-hour usage. We noticed continuous usage around the clock. That identifies a leak, and with the new smart meter, they're able to pick up on those leaks that previously weren't able to be picked up on. And one important metric that I would like to notice and through our initial review is that production at water at the plant, which is demand dependent. This is the water that's being demanded from the plant. Production is up during this time than previous years. So independent of any water meters, production is up at our plants. We're going to further analyze this for our upcoming report back to the council. Greg Gordon will be giving his report to the council at the first meeting in August. And just to go back into this, we currently have 3 types of meters employed throughout the parish. We have manual read meters, which are our oldest meters. We have our 3G meters, which I refer to as drive-by meters, meaning a truck physically drives by and picks up the reading on that meter. And then we have the fixed-base meters. Right now, we are driving by these fixed-base meters. These are the newest meters. We're doing the same thing. We're picking up that bill, but when the system is complete, that meter will wirelessly send a reading to the billing office and straight into the billing system. We have 18,000 meters that are currently either 3G or fixed base. These are all considered smart meters by how they are able to read, and you're able to download that usage data from them. 4,000 meters in the parish are still considered the legacy manual read meter. The parish has been converting from manual to smart meters for the last 14 to 15 years, and transitioning from the manual meters to digital has understandably led to concerns about potential glitches or overestimation of water. Please know that we hear your concerns and we are taking them seriously. I, for one, had a manual meter and requested that my meter be changed so that I could see for myself if there are any irregularities present on my next bill. Let me take a moment to tell you about the steps that we have taken immediately following concerns from the residents. Number one, we engaged a third-party auditor to ensure the accuracy of the billing process, verifying that the readings on the meters match the figures on customers' bills. That will be done randomly. An audit is also underway across all meter types, manual, 3G, and base, to analyze consumption or look for variances for the month of June. Again, comparing consumption across all meter types. The audit will also attempt to compare usage from a neighboring parish, hopefully Kenner or one of the other parishes that actually reads their meters, to see if their consumption was up as well. Meters were randomly selected across, number three, meters were randomly selected across all billing cycles and meter types to be sent off to a third-party laboratory, fluid meter in Texas, to be tested for accuracy. I want to mention that our Waterworks Department welcomes this review of their system, and they're confident that they are doing right by the parish. Additionally, Melanie Caluette, who's here tonight, who is going to be leading that audit, is here to help, is here to speak about work that she's performing and answer any of the council questions that you may have, and she'll speak along with Master Meter as well. Over the past year, we've also proactively been working on updating the billing software to bring us into the 21st century. The billing software or the billing processes that we have now have been in place for decades. The software that we will be going to will automate many of the manual processes that are currently in place to allow for future consistency when we have career employees retire. That's part of the issue that we had in the billing office. When we have career employees retire, it's hard for people to come in and learn this new billing system. The smart meters are designed to complement this new system by wirelessly transmitting data from the meters directly to the system, and this coupled with better front-end experience for the residents, being able to see multiple bills, being able to see their usage, being able to see, being able to do more online, not having to bring a voided check into the office to set up a direct draft, is going to put us in line and on par with other utility companies. This system is currently set to go live in January of 2024. We will be testing it in Q3 of this year. And lastly, I hope to further provide transparency and answer any technical questions by having representatives from Master Meter, Mr. Kurt Nash. They manufacture the meters that we use. And a representative from Windwater, Jeremy Greer, who is the distributor of these meters, are going to be available tonight here for council questions. And, you know, just kind of in closing, I'll say that if these reviews uncover any issues, we commit to immediate action to remedy the problem, and we will work tirelessly to prevent any reoccurrence. We are here to serve the residents of St. Charles Parish, and we pledge to restore any lost faith in the Waterworks Department. And just as a last announcement, tomorrow the billing office will be open. Starting tomorrow, the billing office will be open to a 3-day-a-week schedule. Now that our new employees have had the time to train and effectively navigate the billing system and process. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8:30 to 11, and then 12 to 4. That's when the offices will be open, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We appreciate the public's patience as we navigated these employee shortages, and we look forward to going back to our full schedule when the staff moves back out of the temporary billing office and into the existing, or the old billing office, which is currently being repaired for Hurricane Ida damages. And that concludes my report.